was actually like reading it. Crazy juicy. I've read books that are like, oh shoot, be prepared to cry. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Taylor and today I'm going to be talking about some book recommendations. I have filmed a video similar to this when I first started reading, like picking up reading again, and I really enjoyed filming it. I realized that I love to talk about what I'm reading and the books that I recommend. Today we're going to be talking about 7 books, the most recent 7 books that I've read, and kind of wrapping up 2020. Just to let everyone know, I was not a reader. I really didn't like reading, and now I feel like I read more than I watch TV just because it feels like a TV show that you're reading. We are going to dive in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram if you're interested in seeing more content from me. I am also going to be hopping on that TikTok game sooner rather than later. I literally bought a phone tripod so I could film TikToks. We are invested, so. All right, let's just begin. I do read a majority of my books on my iPad just because I feel like it's super easy to just download a book instead of going out to the store or ordering on Amazon. This just makes things a lot easier for me. 5 out of the 7 books that I'm going to be talking about are actually on my iPad. So here we go. The book that isn't on my iPad is this one right here. This is More Than Enough by Elaine Weldroth. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. This book was actually recommended to me to read and it has been such a good read. I mean, clearly I took a lot of notes. I would say this book is definitely a 10 out of 10, especially because it focuses on women in business and her growth and race. Elaine talks all about how she got involved in the beauty and fashion industry, and that is something that I'm very much interested in, and just being a woman in that industry. She talks about her experience at Teen Vogue. Really good read. It's obviously not a fiction book. It is a biography slash autobiography. Highly recommend this if you're, you know, looking for some motivation going into the beauty or fashion industry, or even just becoming a businesswoman. Next, I want to talk about the book Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I actually don't have this on my iPad. One of my friends let me borrow it. This book was 100% 10 out of 10. I really loved this story. It's definitely a heartthrob and you literally fall in love with the character. I mean, Colleen Hoover just knows how to write a good fiction love story, and it kind of wraps around like love gets ugly. I mean, that's why it's called Ugly Love, but it's basically started off with these 2 people that wanted to just not ask questions, kind of like a no strings attached relationship, and you kind of go through all the motions and you're just gonna fall in love. You're gonna be obsessed with the story. It was definitely one of my favorite Colleen Hoover books that I've read so far. If you're looking for a new Colleen Hoover read or a good fictional love story, definitely check that one out. Another 10 out of 10 love story fictional read is Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino. I could not put this book down. I literally finished it in probably 2 days, but honestly, be prepared to cry. I did shed some tears after reading this book. It was a really good love story and just tied all together really nicely. There are a lot of details I feel like in this book that are given. I don't know. I felt like when I was reading it, I was just overwhelmed, but then when it all tied together, it all just made sense. Next, I'm going to talk about this book right here. This is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delilah Owens. I gotta say, I really hoped I would love this book. A lot of people posted about it and said that they loved it, and honestly, it's a 5 out of 10 from me. I know that's obviously just my own opinion, but I could not get through this book. I almost at one point thought I wasn't gonna finish it. It just has a really slow start, and there really is like a different style of language that's within it. Until I was about like 200 pages in, that's when I was like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna finish it. The story kind of picks up around there, but I didn't want to wait 200 pages. I kind of want to give a background and read what it says here to give you a better understanding of like what the story is about if you don't know. For years, rumors of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barkley Cove, a quiet town on North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the local immediately suspect Kaya Clark is so-called Marsh Girl. So yeah, there's a murder, there's love, there's nature. Basically, this girl lives in a marsh. It just wasn't my thing. Next, I want to talk about The Last Mrs. Parish by Liv Constantine. I would say this is about a 6 out of 10 for me. It wasn't my favorite read, and to be quite honest, I was actually very disturbed by this storyline. First of all, there's a trigger warning for mental and physical abuse. It's based around like luxury, love, and scandal, and I started reading it, and then I finally got deeper into it, like 150 pages in, and I was like, this is really messed up. It had a slow slow start, and then once it picks up, you're like, this is like totally twisted. If you're into those type of reads, I'd say it's more of like a psychological thriller. I love thrillers, and I just really didn't like this. A lot of people have mixed opinions on it. Some people love it, other people are like completely disturbed by it, but I'm not gonna give up on that author because there's so many books of hers that are on my list. So yeah, never give up on your authors. You don't like a book, whatever. Some people don't like the same TV shows, it's fine. Next, I wanted to talk about In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I actually read this book because Kenzie Elizabeth, if any of you guys know of her, she's great. Her and Dom Roberts are doing a like book club, which is at the end of Kenzie's podcast on like Christmas Eve, and I always love her book recommendations, so I was like, I'm gonna read it. And I actually really loved this book. It was a really cute holiday read, a love story. It involved like family, friends. The main idea is basically this girl gets kind of stuck, kind of like Groundhog Day. She's reliving the same holiday weekend and has to figure out like what really makes her happy. I thought this was just a really cute, overall good romantic read. It's definitely not crazy juicy. I've read books that are like, oh shoot. This one was not crazy juicy. It was just a good holiday loving little like Hallmark but better book. Last but definitely not least is a book that I actually finished yesterday, and it is called The Couple Next Door. That is by Shari Lapina. Oh my gosh, 10 out of 10. You guys, if you like thrillers, you're gonna be obsessed with this book. The entire time the story was going on, I feel like I was constantly like second guessing myself. There's so many details that are brought in. Basically, it is about a 6-month-old baby being kidnapped from her crib while her parents were at a dinner party next door. Totally messed up that someone would do that, but it is crazy. There is scandal, love. I finished this book in 3 days. I was actually like, reading it, which those to me are like the best type of books. It all ties so nicely together. Everything kind of combines together, and even the ending, like the last 3 pages are like such a nice wrap up for the story. If you're into thrillers, don't shy away from The Couple Next Door. That is all of my most recent reads. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below some of your recommendations. I have a long list going of books I want to read, and I just pick one randomly and I start it. Giving me a thumbs up actually lets me know that like, okay, people like to watch these videos, I like to watch these videos, and I like to film them, so I'm like, why the heck not? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to see more videos from me, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!